A doomsday snapshot of China, bachelor's graduates returning to vocational schools, PhD students reverting to master's programs. This is Jersey's news commentary channel. In recent years, a dystopian scene has emerged in China's education system, undergraduate graduates flowing back into vocational colleges, and PhD candidates switching tracks to pursue master's degrees again. Recently, some well-known universities have even announced admission without entrance exams yet with shockingly high tuition fees. Apologists of the system claim the former is for skills enhancement and the latter for academic diversion. What hypocrisy pretending to be virtuous while engaging in the opposite? I ask, is this normal? This is no longer merely an issue of educational choice. It is a stark signal of a nation drifting into chaos, into its own endgame. For decades, Chinese society followed a nearly unshakable path, from primary school to secondary school, through the Gaokao, then to undergraduate studies, followed by master's and doctoral programs. The core logic of this path was upward mobility. The higher the degree, the greater the opportunities, the higher the status, and the more one could contribute to family and country. We may call this a secular pursuit, perhaps mundane, but fundamentally a normal ladder of advancement. But now, that path is reversing. Most undergraduate graduates cannot find jobs and no longer enter the workforce directly. Instead, authorities tacitly permit or even encourage retraining, meaning a return to vocational schools under the pretense of improving practical skills. Meanwhile, PhD students who cannot complete their programs are allowed to downgrade and pursue master's degrees instead. Or consider this, PhD graduates unable to find jobs remain dependent on their families, sit for civil service exams in a brutal, overcrowded competition, or join the ranks of delivery workers. What does all this signify? It signifies that education no longer guarantees upward mobility. Students are drifting aimlessly within an abnormal, downward, and uncertain system. This is not merely academic backflow, it is national collapse. Officials and parts of the education system offer their explanation. Undergraduate programs are theoretical, vocational schools are practical, and returning is meant to improve employability. At first glance, the logic appears coherent, even self-justifying. But reality paints a very different picture. Many students receive neither genuine theoretical training at the undergraduate level nor real skill training in vocational institutions. Both ends fail. No matter the choice, time and money are wasted. In this pathological system, returning does not upgrade one's capabilities. It merely delays entry into the workforce, imposes additional financial burdens on families, and squanders years of youth. Where is this so-called skills enhancement? If that is the case, why do universities continue to expand enrollment? Because they are in deep trouble. Most universities today keep expanding. New campuses rise even as old ones remain, sprawling across thousands or even tens of thousands of acres, resembling entire cities. Student populations number in the tens of thousands. New majors are constantly introduced. Yet institutions are burdened with debts ranging from hundreds of millions to tens or even hundreds of billions of yuan, all justified in the name of educational development. While universities blindly pursue growth, the world outside is undergoing a dramatic reversal. Politics is becoming increasingly authoritarian, the economy is deteriorating day by day, and the job market is shrinking and collapsing. Yet no one issues warnings. No one calls for adjustments. No one even voices concern. Anyone who does is immediately attacked for smearing China. Thus, under the soothing soundtrack of everything is fine, absurdities unfold one after another like cancer cells silently spreading within the body. When the employment exit collapses, the state and universities do not pursue meaningful reform. Instead, they resort to deception. To sustain themselves, universities not only seek to enroll more students, but also invent new concepts and justifications to keep students circulating within the system. When graduates cannot find jobs, they prescribe the remedy of returning to vocational school, dressed up as skills enhancement. The purpose is simple, to prolong the survival of the system. As for students' futures, no one truly cares. At the national level, encouraging graduates to pursue further education serves to delay employment pressure, smooth labor market statistics, and ease social anxiety. It is both an open strategy and a concealed one, both superficial treatment and misdirected effort. But when rhetoric and buffering become the norm, they cease to solve problems. Instead, they conceal them, avoiding real issues, muddling through day by day, postponing the inevitable in a doomsday arrangement. Compared with undergraduate backflow, the PhD to master's downgrade is another uniquely Chinese absurdity. A PhD once represented the highest academic pursuit. Yet when more and more people fail to complete it, the official response is not to reduce entry but to provide an easier exit. It is not about enhancing academic value, but about facilitating withdrawal. In short, it is about clearing inventory rather than improving quality. Why such manipulative tactics? One sentence explains that education serves to secure livelihood. But note, this is not about securing livelihood for students, it is about securing survival for the education system itself. Thus, a pervasive absurdity takes hold. Educational pathways grow longer, yet job opportunities shrink. The value of education declines. Choices appear to increase, yet exits diminish. The longer people remain trapped in the education system, the harder it becomes to find a future. China's education system no longer merely feels absurd, it feels hopeless. Public sentiment becomes suffocating. Faced with an uncertain future, many people do not actively cut losses. Instead, they drift passively, take exams first, keep studying, delay decisions. This is not planning, it is passive adaptation, a slow waiting for the end. If the education system once resembled a ladder of upward mobility, it is now a dark tunnel with no exit. Bachelor's graduates returning to vocational schools, PhD students reverting to master's programs. This is a profoundly absurd and symbolic snapshot of Doomsday China.